A man is banned from standing near women he doesn't know in public. The FBI arrested a man for stealing Dorothy's Wizard of Oz slippers. And a man driving drunk and speeding tried to switch places with his dog. These are the weird stories for Thursday on Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast hosted by a comedian inside a closet. Don't believe me? There it is right there, baby. A London man was banned from standing near any woman he doesn't know in public. What happened to this guy? What did he do? He can't stand near women in public? Was he a little handsy on the tube? Let's find out how this occurred. A predator, he's being labeled as a sexual predator, has been banned from standing near any woman he doesn't know in public after the police caught him sexually assaulting a teenage girl in front of her family. My goodness. His name is Abdul Razak Ali Hirsi. I think I got that correct. I'll call him Abdul for short. He was spotted by plainclothes policemen as he was attacking a schoolgirl when she got onto a tube in central London with her family. The assault happened at 5 p.m. when Abdul got on board a train at the Green Park Underground Station, stood near the doors. At the next stop, a family got on the train, and moments later, he sexually assaulted the 13-year-old daughter. Right there on the tube. This guy's a real POS. Plainclothes British Transport Police, also known as the BTP, were on patrol, and they saw the attack unfold. Wow, they were witnesses of it. They grabbed Abdul and dragged him off the train at Leicester Square and arrested him, thankfully. Now we have the London Crown Court. Sounds like a very majestic court. I'm sure there's a lot of white wigs in that place. Well, they jailed this guy for 18 months after being found guilty of sexual assault. Sexual assault a minor? All he got was 18 months? It seems a little light of a sentence to me. I think the UK needs to get on board with the sexual assault punishments. Doesn't seem like a lot there. Your proverbial slap on the wrist for sexually assaulting a girl on a train, underage. The judge also handed the defendant a 10-year, what's called sexual harm prevention order. This bans him from intentionally standing behind or next to any female he doesn't know in a public place. Why not lock him up for a long time? What is this? You going to let him out there? But he can't stand near a female? Just put him on house arrest, dude. This is not cool. I mean, you got to restrict someone's freedom for a reason. They should either be in jail or on house arrest. This guy's no bueno. Imagine an entire city having a restraining order against you, and I don't even know how you enforce this. You're going to hire an officer to follow him around with a tape measure to make sure he's nowhere near, behind or next to any female he doesn't know? Oi, hey, you got your standing next to a strange lady license? Show me your license to be standing next to a lady. And then, what if he's just in the same train car as a female? I mean, everyone's at risk if he's just in the same vicinity, it would seem. So standing next to somebody, he could be off in the corner touching himself. Oh, man, this is horrible. What if he's very close to a woman wanking in a wheelchair? I'm not standing. No, I'm not. I'm not standing. No, I'm not standing. This is so dumb. Here's a quote from the London police. Passengers should feel reassured to know we have plainclothes patrols like this taking place across the underground day and night to keep everyone safe. Yeah, but then when you don't give them a proper sentence to keep people safe down the road from the same perpetrator, are you really doing your job? I mean, I don't know. Anybody in London want to tell me what's going on over there with this? These orders where you can't stand next to somebody instead of putting them away for a little while? Call the show, 646-450-2012. The FBI charges a man with stealing Dorothy's Wizard of Oz slippers. Ooh, the ruby red slippers have been stolen? I was unaware of this. Thankfully, though, prosecutors have found the guy, and they charged a man with stealing the famous red slippers that were worn by Judy Garland's character Dorothy in the 1939 film The Wizard of Oz, which I assume all of you have seen, because you're a human. The valuable slippers were found in an FBI operation after being taken from a museum all the way back in August 2005, but no arrests were made until now. On Tuesday, federal prosecutors charged Minnesota man Terry Martin, 76 years old, with theft of a major artwork. Yeah, you can't be stealing the very famous slippers. These are the most famous footwears in the world, I would say. A lot of S's in there. Thank goodness they recovered the slippers. They are one of 4 pairs in existence, actually. So there's 3 others. Were they all in the same museum? I like to imagine that when the guy stole them, he put them on and just tiptoed out with the slippers on. He couldn't wait to wear them. That was his fantasy his whole life. He was a child. He saw the movie really young. He's like, I want to wear them slippers. I want the slippers, man. And then he looked online. He was trying to buy them, but they weren't on eBay. You couldn't find Dorothy slippers on eBay. He found that they were in a museum for some reason in the middle of Minnesota. Strange that the shoes were located in a museum in Minnesota. You think they'd be in Kansas, where the movie took place. Oh, the article says why they're in Minnesota, because that's where the Judy Garland Museum is in Grand Rapids, Minnesota. Apparently, this 76-year-old thief had smashed through a window in the building's back door to get inside. No fingerprints were left behind. No alarm went off. But this was in 2005, so he wasn't even 76 years old. This was like 20 years ago. There was a sting operation launched by the FBI's art crime team. Woo! And they tracked him down. For 20 years, they were trying to get these shoes back. Your child could go missing, and they would give up after 5 months. But if it's the famous ruby red slippers, though, 20 years they track them down. Good job, FBI. Well-spent community resources, I would say. Also seeing as there's 3 other pairs, I mean, I just would have gave up after 5 months. Like, who cares at that point? It says here the red shoes are central to The Wizard of Oz. As you know, when Dorothy clicks the heels of the shoes together, she says there's no place like home. She's transported back to Kansas. You guys know all this. And maybe this guy in Minnesota stole the slippers so he could get back to Kansas. Maybe he's from there. Instead, he's going to prison. There's no place like jail. There's no place like jail. There's no place like jail. It says here, these treasured slippers are items of Hollywood memorabilia, very valuable. They are worth $3.5 million. Wow, for a pair of slippers. Fascinating. They were insured for $1 million when they were stolen nearly 18 years ago. Another pair of the red sequined slippers are at the Smithsonian Institute in Washington, D.C., and another pair was acquired in 2012 by the Academy of Motion Pictures Arts and Sciences. The stolen slippers are still in the custody of the FBI, and until the court cases are done, nothing can be done with them, according to the museum. Be careful, FBI. You don't want to put these on because a house might fall on you. Hey! Would you like to easily create and distribute a podcast everywhere, even earn money all in one place for free? Well, try Spotify for Podcasters. Record and edit on your phone or computer. You can send it to Spotify and everywhere podcasts are heard. They even have video podcasting options as well. Spotify for Podcasters allows you to earn money with ads and subscriptions. Best of all, it's free. Try it. Download Spotify for Podcasters or go to spotify.com/podcasters to get started. And good luck with your podcast. Good luck with your life, man. In order to avoid a speeding ticket and a DUI, a driver switched places with his dog. Sounds like animal abuse. A Colorado man was pulled over for speeding. He tried to put his dog in the hot seat. This is according to the Springfield Police Department. They say that when they stopped an unidentified male for driving 52 miles per hour in a 30-mile-per-hour zone, the man, quote, attempted to switch places with his dog, who was in the passenger seat. This took place as the officer approached the vehicle. Nice try, buddy. The officer says, quote, the male party tried to swap places with his pet dog, then exited the passenger side of the vehicle and claimed he was not driving. At that point, the man tried to flee but was quickly apprehended. Not surprisingly, the male party showed clear signs of intoxication. Oh, driving drunk with your dog in the passenger seat? That's animal cruelty, buddy. What a jerk. I can't believe you thought that this would work. What kind of What kind of police officer would be fooled into believing that a dog was doing a 52 and a 30? Dogs always follow the speed limit. They're very well trained. They're wonderful citizens. Do you know why I pulled you over? Ruff, 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 ruff. All right, well, don't do it again. That's very understandable. Have a nice day. I like to imagine he gave the dog a field sobriety test. Now sit. Now stay. Who's a good dog? Yeah, you're a good dog. Okay, be on your way. It says here the drunk man was booked into the county jail in Springfield for his warrants and charged with driving under the influence of alcohol, driving while ability impaired, driving under suspension, speeding 20 to 24 over the speed limit, and resisting arrest. Nothing about the dog and what he did to the dog, putting the dog in a horrible position. That dog could lose its driver's license if it was caught driving over the speed limit, and everybody knows this. You can't be swapping out with your dog. Your poor dog had nothing to do with it. Your dog's just trying to be a good wingman while you go to the bars and get bombed. Let's find out here what happened to the dog. Oh, Springfield PD says an acquaintance of the driver is looking after the dog, thankfully. Hopefully this acquaintance isn't into the whole drinking and driving with the dog in the passenger seat. Now, the police found some humor in the situation. They made a Facebook post because police love to do that these days. They just go on Facebook when they're looking to find criminals, report crimes, and to make jokes about the situations they find themselves in. Here's a quote from the police. "The dog does not face any charges and was let go with just a warning." Critics were quick to poke fun at the driver, selfishly roping an innocent pup into the crime. The person on social media wrote, "He was way too drunk to use a GPS, so he got a guide dog." Someone else wrote, "I wish my dog could drive." Well, it would seem to me like this individual doesn't deserve to have a pet dog. To drive around drunk with your dog, not very nice. It's better than what they do in Florida, though. They drive around drunk with their children in the passenger seat, so. Hello, my fellow weirdos, and thank you for joining me for this episode of Weird AF News. I appreciate your time, and I appreciate all the emails that I got. Shout-outs to William Creighton in South Africa. Big fan of the show. Nicole Stanforth sent me a nice email with a story, so you guys can email me anytime you'd like. The inbox is open 24/7. It's funnyjones@gmail.com. And guess what? Tomorrow's Friday, so we're only going to be doing weird news from the state of Florida. Those of you who are new to the podcast, it's a 5-day-a-week weird news show. And on Friday, we only do weird news from Florida. We call it Florida Friday. It's a very popular portion of the show. And I open it up for listeners to send me Florida news. If you get some weird Florida news coming across your plate in the next day, please email me, funnyjones@gmail.com, or you can slip it into my Instagram @funnyjones. @funnyjones. That's right. I'm going to be doing a show tonight in Lakewood, California, which is sort of near Long Beach area, a little west of Anaheim. If you happen to be there, please go to my Instagram @funnyjones for all the information. And I'm going to be publishing some phone calls after this as well. I got a few phone calls the last day or two. If you want to call the show, it's 646-450-2012. If you want to support the show, go to the website weirdafnews.com, where you can join the Patreon or buy Jonesy a cup of coffee. Or you can support the show as well by just telling a friend about Weird AF News. We're trying to spread the word and grow our listener base, grow our army of weirdos here. I know there's a lot more out there that would love to have a listen and would enjoy this particular media that I'm creating here in a podcast. It's a nice change from the mainstream news, which is very depressing and debilitating. I like to put out some quirky stuff that hopefully gets a laugh, and if it's not very funny, at least you learn something about the weird world out there, which seems to be getting weirder, thankfully. Anyways, as I always say, good luck with your life, man!
Hey, Jonesy, this here Skeeter calling from Jacksonville, Florida, the largest city in these here contagious 48 states of the United States of America. And I just got to tell you, Jonesy, I think there ain't nothing more joyful and funnier that'll make you laugh more and smile more than little baby kids singing happy birthday. Like when they sang that to you, Jonesy, on the message at the end of your show. Like I think I almost got a tear in my eye. It was so happy. It brought me, Jonesy, it was really nice that they called in and sang happy birthday to you. I thought that was very, and me and my old lady, we really enjoyed that very much. Anyway, moving on, Jonesy. You said in your show that it was mating season down in Florida here for the alligators, and you know that the alligators were running amok, and that made me think of the movie Hocus Pocus. Amok, amok, amok. Well, anyway, you said that watch out because it was mating season and you could get impregnated by an alligator. I said, well, I don't think you can get impregnated by that. Well, I beg to differ with you, Jonesy. If you're another alligator, you can get impregnated by an alligator. Well, anyway, Jonesy, you also said that over in Japan that they ain't smiling behind their mask and they have to take a lesson and learn how to smile again. They're stupid, if you ask me, Jonesy. I mean, they stopped smiling behind their mask while COVID was going on. Well, yes, there's still joy and laughter in the world. They should have been smiling behind their mask the whole damn time. I mean, just because, you got a mask on don't mean you just stop smiling. I mean, you put on a mask, you're still smiling behind it. I mean, I know I was. So, anyway, when you take the mask off, still smiling. So, that's what I got to say. Good luck with your life, man.
What's up, Jonesy? This is Shantae. So, I'm calling regarding the episode where you're talking about the Generation Z, whatever they called, have to use like British accents or whatever to help their anxiety. I can kind of see how that can kind of help. Any old accent, actually, taking any old accent can help out, I kind of get it. I mean, I myself wouldn't use that for anxiety, but, yeah, like for instance, sometimes I use a country accent, like this, but I can see myself being happy as I'm talking, in a British accent, like, can I get a spot of tea? My accents are not, my fake accent isn't that good as yours, but, just faking an accent, period, I can see how that can make someone feel, forget their problems for a couple of seconds, And, as far as the people have to go to a smile seminar, now I'm sorry, that's too funny. That's just going to show you how messed up this world is, that people need to go to a seminar to learn how to smile again. I mean, and then when you said the grandma said she gonna lift up one side of her lip. I mean, come on, Josie, that's too funny. But, I guess you said that was in Japan or Korea, wherever that happened, and we had to go to a seminar. Tell them to move to America and they really won't be smiling because it's crazy out here. You know what I mean? Anyway, good luck with your life, man. And, bye.
Hi, Jonesy. It's Connie from Cedartown, Georgia. And I was going to say I agree with you about the dog park and the city banning dogs from barking and whining and howling. It's ridiculous. It's stupid. You can stop dogs, maybe for 2 seconds if they're barking. But if they're hell-bent on barking, that's what they're going to do, or howling or whining. So maybe they'll come to their senses and realize that it's really stupid. And 2, on the outro yesterday, you sounded so different from the podcast, and I thought, is he sleepy or sad? Or I didn't think stoned, because you usually crack yourself up when you make yourself laugh, usually when you're stoned. So I didn't think that, but you just sounded different. I thought, is Jonesy okay? So I was going to check and see if you were all right, because you just didn't sound right. But, and 2, if you did feel kind of down, you can think back and say, well, at least I didn't try to leave the house without my pants on like Connie did, because that's what I did today. I've been wearing dresses, and I thought, I want to wear my jeans today. So I put my top on and everything, and I walked downstairs, started fixing my lunch, and my mother looked at me and said, Connie! And I said, what? What did I do? And I looked down and I thought, oh my God. I ran upstairs, and it was like my jeans were laughing at me. They were like, "Where were you? Where have you been?" We tried to holler, and you didn't answer. But I don't know what I was thinking, or I guess I wasn't thinking. But, yeah, if she hadn't said that, I might have actually walked out of the house without my pants on. So you can at least say, hey, I didn't forget my pants. And you can feel better. But anyway, I'll let you go, and I'll talk to y'all later. I love you and love all the weirdos. Y'all take it easy and be kind, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.